I'm a big softie at heart. I watched that trailer for Won't You Be My Neighbor yesterday, and I shed a tear or two. Rashad G cries? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Rashad G cries. So today, I want to make a video showing my softer side, okay? I'm going to be transparent with you today. I put together a list of films that got me in my feels where I shed some tears. I had to narrow it down to 10, but I'm going to name some honorable mentions. I had to narrow it down to 10. It was not easy. Mind you, this is not a list of best movies, because you're going to say, how can you have this movie over that movie? I'm just saying how the film impacted me emotionally, where my big ass is sitting there crying like a little bitch, okay? So let's get into the list without further ado. A few honorable mentions: Transformers the movie, who didn't cry when Optimus Prime died. Return of the Jedi almost made the list, but not quite, when Vader died and Luke had that moment, Father, I won't leave you. Yeah, that had me a little bit. Boys in the Hood. What? You ain't got Boys in the Hood on your list? I told you asshole you was a coon motherfucker. Yeah, Boys in the Hood did not make the list. Almost made it, but great film. Like I said, I'm not judging these by how good the film is, but just how I felt when I watched it. Boys in the Hood was heartbreaking, but I didn't like shed enough tears when I'm like, damn, that movie fucked me up. Passion of the Christ was left off this list because Passion of the Christ is just too obvious. That even if you're not a Christian, you watch Passion of the Christ, there's no way you can watch that movie and not feel something seeing what they put Jesus through in that movie. That whole theater was fucked up by the time I got done with that movie. Now the top 10. I hope I don't get emotional doing this. Number 10, Imitation of Life. It is very hard to watch this without feeling something, especially at the end. By the way, yeah, I'm going into spoilers in all these movies, so if you haven't seen all these movies yet and you watch this video, I'm sorry if I ruined anything for you, but I just, But yeah, Imitation of Life tore me up. The whole thing with the mom and the daughter who wanted to be white, and she disowned the mom because she hated being black and she wanted to be white so bad. And that final moment they had in the dressing room where her mother just wanted to see her one last time because she was dying and she just wanted to hold her in her arms again like she was her baby. That fucked me up as a kid. I watch it now, I still get a lump in my throat. I got tears like, God damn it. And then it just comes out, hey, man, just accept your mama, man. Just accept your mama. Just be black, man. Stop cooning. Number 9, Menace to Society. One of my all-time favorite movies. Yeah, I lost it when Kane got shot at the end and Stacy was holding him and he was spitting up blood trying to fight and hold on and his voice was narrating. Yeah, my grandpa asked me if I cared whether I lived or died. Yeah, I do, but now it's too late. I first watched that as a 13-year-old, and I remember after the movie was over with, I wiped my eyes, I rewound it all the way to the beginning and watched it again. That's how much that movie impacted me, and I still get the feels every time I watch that when Kane dies at the end. Even when when Kane went to the prison to see his mentor, Purnell, and they had that moment where, in the jail cell, yeah. Menace to Society, number 9. Number 8, The 5 Heartbeats. I got nothing but love for you, baby. 5 Heartbeats wasn't a sad movie, but I didn't cry because of anything sad that happened, but just what the character of Eddie Kane had to overcome. Eddie Kane Jr., played by Michael Wright. He went from being hooked on drugs really bad, out on the street just doing crazy shit. And then I remember watching that for the first time. I remember I thought that Eddie had died because if you remember the scene where Duck was driving, he was looking for the person that his fiance was cheating with, which happened to be his brother. And he heard on the radio that Eddie had died. So I'm like, okay, Eddie is dead. So the scene where they're in the church and Eddie was singing in the choir. And he had his full voice again. He looked good. No matter how many times I watch The 5 Heartbeats, when I watch that scene, I lose it. Tears come down. My daughter, who ain't shit, my daughter, every time one of those moments come up, she'll look over at me like, yep, I bet my daddy's crying. I'm like, you know what? Get out my face, man, for real. Yeah, 5 Heartbeats, number 8. Number 7, this shouldn't be a shock, Toy Story 3. To say that Toy Story 3 is my favorite Toy Story, I can't say that right now. I have to watch all 4 of them again. But I know Toy Story 3 had me the most tore up when they were all about to die and they was holding each other hand in hand. Yeah, got me. And when Andy gave the toys away and he had Woody, saying goodbye to Woody for the last time. Yep, that got me. Man, nigga, quit being so damn sensitive, man. You always want to cry about something. Like I said, I'm a big softy, man. Stuff just hits me. Number 6 is not the 2019, but the 1994 Lion King. Yes, I refuse to watch the new Lion King. I boycott all live-action Disney remakes. That 1994 Lion King is my son and I's favorite movie to watch together. I lose it when Mufasa dies. Not so much when he dies, but Simba's reaction. You know, when Mufasa's laying there and he's all, "Dad, get up." He's all nudging him like, "Dad, we gotta go home." That was my Simba imitation. Yeah, every time, no matter how many times I watch that movie, when I see that part, yeah, fucks me up. And then that moment where Simba is grown now, he done defeated Scar, and he's walking up Pride Rock, and that Hans Zimmer music kicks in, I get the chills, and he lets out that roar, and, you know, I get misty-eyed all over again. Damn, I got goosebumps now just thinking about it. Number 5, Avengers Endgame. If you watch that movie all the way up until the end and do not feel something, god damn it, something is wrong with you, whether you're a Marvel fan or not. Endgame had me all kinds of messed up with the whole Tony Stark thing and I Love You 3000, and especially when Happy was sitting with Tony's daughter and he was like, you know, what do you want to eat? And she was like, I want cheeseburgers. Well, I'll get you all the cheeseburgers you want. Your father loved cheeseburgers. I'm like, god damn it, Marvel, you did it again. Number 4. This was hard for me to do, but I just said, fuck it. This is my top 10. I can do it how I want to do it. The Rocky franchise is my favorite franchise ever. And there were moments in each Rocky movie that had me misty-eyed. So I couldn't take each individual Rocky movie and put it at a number because then I couldn't make room for the other movies. I just condensed it down and said, the Rockies. So Rocky 3, when Mickey dies. Rocky Balboa, when Rocky had that breakdown about Adrian dying. Creed, when Donnie was in jail and Rocky had to come see him, and he had that moment where he cried and broke down, and Rocky's like, you know, forgive him because there's nothing you could do about it and it's taking a toll on you. That got me. The part where he said, I'm not a mistake, that got me. Creed 2 had me all kinds of fucked up at the end. Rocky going to see his grandson for the first time, and, you know, you look just like his mother. Fucked me up. Number 3, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Gladiator, number 3. Saw this back in the summer of 2000 when it first dropped. Epic movie, love this shit. And yes, I broke down at the end when Maximus and Commodus had that final battle. Maximus is about to die, and he's seeing his family in the field like he's in limbo between, you know, the world here, then going to be with his family. He's fighting to, you know, to hold on. And I almost called it Cersei. The one chick, I forgot her name, you know, she was standing over him. She's like, you know, go to them, and he lets go, and that music kicks in. You see him, you know, reunite with his family again. Tell me, if you saw Gladiator and that part didn't get you, I don't give a damn how tough you think you are. That should have made the toughest of thugs cry. I don't give a damn. Not calling myself a thug. I'm just saying. Before I get to number 2 and 1, I almost left this off my honorable mentions because I don't want to get laughed at. But you know what? Fuck it. It's my list. I'm pretty sure y'all got some dumbass movies on y'all shit that y'all embarrassed to admit that made you feel something. I'm going to throw one more honorable mention in there, and that is King Kong Lives. I talked about this movie in one of my other videos. This movie is horrible, don't get me wrong. It is a very terrible movie. It's very laughable to look at. But I even rewatched the ending of this just to see if I still felt the same way. And I still feel something when Kong gets shot up at the end and Lady Kong is sitting there spitting the baby out with no placenta, just a dry-ass little gorilla. And Kong holds him in his hand. Oh man, I said, damn, he died holding his son, man. Shit. Yeah, so I don't give a fuck what y'all say. The end of King Kong Lives fucked me up. I don't care. Number 2, Logan. Hugh Jackman, swan song as Wolverine. Wish we could have seen him in the blue and yellow, but you can't always get your way. Logan was like the perfect way for a character to go out, perfect send-off to the character. It's a shame that Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart didn't get nominated for Oscars. But the end, yes, the end, I was done. I knew he was going to die at the end, but I didn't know it was going to impact me like that. I cried like a bitch watching the end of Logan. And for some reason, every time I watch a movie that gets me emotional, my daughter always happens to be there. So sometimes I have to leave the room or act like I'm yawning or something because she knows when I'm going to get choked up. She'll look over at me, daddy crying again. Oh, he's crying. You know, whatever, girl. Like nothing make you cry, goddammit. Last one on the list is Warrior, a very underrated film, not really talked about. Warrior was probably my favorite film of 2011 when it dropped. It really made no money. I guess Lionsgate didn't know how to market the movie or whatever. I absolutely love this movie, Warriors. Probably one of the not even probably, one of the best sports movies ever made. And yes, I cried like a bitch with when Tom Hardy's character and Joel Edgerton, you know, they play brothers in the movie, when they had that fight at the end. And just that whole scene just had me wrecked. And Nick Nolte gave a performance that was so heartbreaking. He deserved the Oscar nomination. I don't know if he deserved the Oscar. I can't remember who won that year. But Nick Nolte did a great job. By the end of the movie, I was crying tears of triumph, but also tears of sadness because it had to come to this. But I love Warrior so much. If you haven't seen Warrior, check it out, man. It was a great film. I guarantee you will love it. Whether you like sports movies or not, man, it's got to do with family, you know, broken homes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And just sibling rivalry. It's just a great movie, man. Just check it out. So, y'all, that's my list of films that made me cry like a bitch. Okay? What are some of the films I got to you? Don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed. I mentioned King Kong Lives. I know most people are looking and be like, King Kong Lives? What the fuck? You don't know nothing about movies. Don't be ashamed, man. I want to know in the comments what y'all thought of the movies that I named, or what's some of the movies that get y'all choked up. So anyways, y'all, thank you, Mr. Rogers and Tom Hanks, for putting together such an emotional trailer where I had to go back and think of the movies that really got me. Because I'm pretty sure when I watch this movie, Won't You Be My Neighbor, I know I'm going to be pretty much done. I'm going to have a whole bunch of Kleenex and shit, and I'm going to be through. So anyways, y'all, thank you for watching. As always, this is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next movie. Damn it, I ain't cried out one time. Shit.